Question says two long parallel wires are at a distance 2d apart. They carry steady equal currents flowing out of plane of the paper as shown. The variation of the magnetic field B along xx dash is given by 4 graphs are given and we have to predict which graph is correct. Now there is a magnetic field given and actually there are two long wires given and they are out of plane of the paper. So it is like this dot. There are two wires which are out of plane of the paper and the wires will be like this. Let us say here we have to find the variation of B. So the two long wires are like this, separated by a distance 2d. Okay, this is wire 1, wire 2, let us say, and the magnetic field of this wire, if you apply the right hand thumb rule, it will be, if I take a point in between these two wires, it will be dot. Okay, you can see it like this. Okay, so if I take wire 1, here it will be dot and the right side it will be cross, and the magnetic field is given by mu naught I by 4 pi r. This is for the long wire. And similarly for the wire 2, in the left hand side it will be a dot. It is out of plane of the paper. Now this r is the distance at which you are finding the magnetic field. Okay, for a long wire, I is the current and r is the distance at which you are trying to find out the magnetic field. Let us say I try to find in the middle of these two wires. If you see here, these two long wires will have a attractive force towards each other. So B1 will be equal to mu naught I by 4 pi r. I am finding at this location which is at a distance d, so it will become mu naught I by 4 pi d. Okay, r will be d, and here it will be same magnitude, but one is cross direction, another one is a dot direction. So the net magnetic field, the value will be equal to 0. So what are we trying to say? These two wires are separated by 2d distance. At the midpoint, the combined effect of magnetic field because of the both wires will be equal to 0. If you look at the graphs, these are two wires. Okay, if you see option C and option D, so at the midpoint there the values are becoming 0. The y-axis is showing B and x-axis is showing the location where you are finding out the magnetic field. So at the midpoint the value is 0. So here it is not 0 and here it is not 0. So option C and D are ruled out. So it is between option A and option B. So if you see here, this particular thing, mu naught I and 4 pi here are constants. So B is varying as per 1 by r. So this is a hyperbola. The shape of the graph will be like this: r tending to infinity, B tends to 0. Okay, r tending to 0, B tends to infinity, and it will be a mirror reflection if you take the negative values. So this is for the positive value, this is for the negative value. So if you want to draw for both the wires together, I have drawn the wires. So the variation for the right hand side wire will be like this. Okay, now at this point, which is at d distance, the net value has become 0. So it will start from 0 and it will be like this. And similarly for the left hand side wire, as r tending to 0, B will be infinity. So this variation will be like this, and mirror reflection as per the case of a hyperbola will be like this. So we have to see which graph is similar to that. Look at option A and option B. Option A, it is showing here, which is wrong. So option B is the right answer. Let's see the next one. A coil having n turns is wound tightly in the form of a spiral with inner and outer radii A and B respectively. When a current I passes through the coil, the magnetic field at the center. This question has come in 2001. So here what they are saying is, you have a huge coil of n turns and they have been wound, okay, in such a way that you have like a donut shape kind of a thing. It is hollow in between, okay. So it is complete winding is there. It has been wound in such a way that this inner circle and outer circle has been formed, okay. Now this has been done purely by the winding of the wires. You have not taken any circular ring kind of a thing and to which you have wound it. Both are two different things. You have purely taken the wire and you have wound it. The inner radius is A and the outer radius is B. So we are here to find out what is the magnetic field, what is the magnetic field value, okay. So in this case we have to first calculate the number of turns per meter length, okay. So number of turns per meter length will be total number of turns. This capital N is total number of turns divided by the length. So you can see here there are two concentric circles are there. So basically if I take a rod and I wound it, okay, n turns are there divided by the length of the rod. Now here what is the length? It is the outer perimeter minus the inner perimeter. So n divided by 2 pi b minus 2 pi a, which is nothing but n divided by 2 pi into b minus a. This is the value of small n. Now in order to solve this, we are trying to find the magnetic field strength at the center. What we will do is, we will take a small strip located at a distance x. It is a circular strip of thickness dx, okay. So we have to find out what is the value of number of turns in this particular strip of dx width. So it is, let us call that number as n1. So n1 will be basically, how do you get the total number of turns? You take small n multiplied by the length, okay. So when I am taking this small element located at a distance x, what will be the length? The perimeter, which is 2 pi into dx, multiplied by, I need to multiply with the total number of turns. So in the dx width, how many turns are there? We have already calculated that, okay. This is the n value, small n value. So small n value is this much and the length is this much. So I will get the value of n1, okay. n1 will be n dx divided by b minus a. 2 pi cancel, n dx divided by b minus a. Now if I find the elemental magnetic field strength, I can find the total magnetic field strength if I integrate between the limits. So my dB will be equal to, imagine for a circular strip you have a formula mu naught I by 2 pi r into mu naught I by 2 r into n. Now what is r? R is the distance at which you are finding out that, okay. In this case r is equal to x. So mu naught I by 2 pi x into, here I need to put n1 value here. So this is the general formula and I am finding at a circle of which radius? X. So it will be mu naught I by 2 pi x into n1, because here the number of turns we have just calculated that it is n1. So there should be a pi here, okay. There should be a 2 pi r it is. So it is mu naught I by 2 pi x into, in the place of n1 you put the value what we have achieved here. So finally you get an expression mu naught I into n dx by 2 pi x into b minus a. So this is the dB value. If I want to get the total magnetic field strength, I need to add all these kind of small dB values. I need to integrate it. So when you integrate it, you pick out all the constant terms. Mu naught I n 2 pi into b minus a is the constant term. I have picked out dx by x only is the variable thing. So x is varying between where to where? X is varying between x is equal to a to x is equal to b. So I have put that a to b. So integration of dx by x is ln x from the range a to b. So it is nothing but ln b by a. This whole term being the constant thing. So you have to see which option is matching with that. Option A we ruled out, and here it is this part is same. Mu naught n I into 2 into b minus a is same, but it is ln b by a and a by b. So we are getting b by a. So option C is the right answer. Right? This is one way of calculating this. Okay, let us move to the next one. A long straight wire along the z-axis carries a current I in the negative z direction. The magnetic vector field B at a point having coordinate x comma y in the z is equal to 0 plane is, out of the 4 options we have to choose which one. See, he has given a long straight wire along the z-axis carrying the current I. So we have taken the xy plane, okay, and the wire is like this, alright, because we cannot show, we have indicated with the cross mark. Now this is the position at which you are trying to find out the magnetic field. It will have some coordinates x comma y. So here what will be the direction of the magnetic? How will be the sense? See, wire is going like this. So if you show it with a thumb, these other thumbs are going in the clockwise direction. So it will be in the clockwise direction. The direction of B will be like this. On this I have made a video also how we are finding these directions. The direction of B is like this here. Okay, we can, by right hand thumb rule, we can determine what is the direction of B. Now we have to find out the value of B. That means we are trying to find out the value of B vector. So here let us say it is making an angle theta with the x-axis. So this is my x and this is my y. Okay, let us say this is r value, which is nothing but hypotenuse. It is root over x square plus y square. Now if I want to find the B vector, if I resolve the components and I find the components, I can get the B vector. How? The B vector will be, B vector is basically a resultant of these two. So the B vector is, if this is theta, this is 90, so this will be 90 minus theta. So this is 90, so this small angle again will become theta. So if this is B and this is theta, this component, which is the vertical component, will be B cos theta, and the horizontal component will be B sin theta. So we can write B vector as B sin theta into I, because it is in the x direction, and upward is positive and this is in the downward direction, so minus B cos theta into J. We have to put the sin theta and cos theta values now, and the B value. So B value for a long wire is mu naught I by 2 pi r, where r is the distance, position where you are finding the B value. So sin theta is opposite by hypotenuse y by r, and cos theta is adjacent by hypotenuse x by r. So just put the values. B value, just put mu naught, it is mu naught I by 2 pi r. Now see, this I is current and this is unit vector, please don't confuse them. So mu naught I by 2 pi r, here also mu naught I will come, mu naught I by 2 pi r into sin theta is y by r into I cap, minus B value mu naught I by 2 pi r into x by r. X by r is the cos theta value into j cap. If you take the common terms mu naught I by 2 pi, you can write y I cap by r square. Here one r is there, here another r is there. Similarly you get minus x j cap by r square. If you take the things common, you get mu naught I by 2 pi into yi minus xj divided by r square. But r square is how much? X square plus y square. Okay, now go into the options. In all the options, in the denominator x square plus y square is given. This thing, anything is common, but here it is yi minus xj. Why I am an option A is correct. This is xi, this plus is there, xi, so option A is correct. It is matching with what we have derived.